Hello everyone, hello beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous people. Welcome to another quick and helpful recap of Mild Magic Icewind Dale. I'm gonna run you through what happened in last week's episode super fast so you can be all caught up and ready to watch our next episode tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. So, without further ado, our party, on the trail of some lost fishermen along the icy edges of Lancashire, began the game beset by harpies who attempted to charm the party to do their bidding. Tonar, Osta and Baroth all succeeded on their wisdom saves, but Lucius fell prey to the harpy's song and turned on his teammates, promising to get lunch for these foul winged enemies. Luckily, the bard was able to break himself free, and the party slaughtered both before proceeding into the caverns the harpies had guarded. Within, following the twists of a frozen river, the party clambered up a frozen waterfall and found themselves in an ossuary, a chamber filled with a tumble of bones, seemingly pouring out of an immense coffin fit for a giant. Oster, using his eyes of the grave, realized that there was something massive and undead in amongst the tumble of bones, just as they began to rumble, and an enormous skeletal arm broke itself free. Rolling initiative, the party managed to fare well against this undead giant, trapped as it was in the mountain of bones. Tonar got the kill, using their wild magic barbarian teleport to bring the axe down on the monster's head and shatter it from horns to heels. Oster, excited by Tonar's display of new wild magic ability, theorized again that Tonar had perhaps been granted their rage boons by a variety of fey creatures, although their excitement was not mirrored by the barbarian. Settling in for a short rest at the edge of the ossuary, the party attempted to listen out for any further threats within the caverns, and although they heard nothing, they did notice a delicious, tempting smell coming from somewhere beyond where they rested. Not being tempted by what they reasoned was likely a trap or an enemy, they waited until their rest was complete before proceeding into the next cavern, where they discovered the source of the smell. An immense magical cauldron, steaming and bubbling as it cooked a delicious stew, and tended to by what appeared to be a pleasant old woman. But on closer inspection, the old woman was surrounded by body parts likely belonging to the missing fisherman, and was carefully adding ingredients to the soup. The party attempted to back away without being seen, but with an abysmal group stealth check, they were caught by the witch, who ripped off her pleasant old woman face and revealed her true nature. That of a monkfish-faced hag with a wide, toothy maw. A battle ensued in which Tonar struggled with their fears. Lucius used his spells to excellent advantage, and Baroth pinned the witch between his spiritual weapon and his halberd. As her health dwindled, the witch began to beg for her life, promising the party the treasure of the White Lady of Lancashire. But this upstanding bunch of citizens refused, barely considered it for a moment, and Tonar overcame her fear to kill the witch and destroy the slimy puddle of crabs she turned into upon her death. Oster, ever the grave caretaker, gathered up effects from the dead slain fishermen to return to their families, and burned the bodies in the cave, deciding it was better their loved ones didn't see them dismembered so. Meanwhile, Baroth discovered that the cauldron was a very powerful magic item that could produce a startlingly large quantity of soup if given 30 gallons of water a day. He emptied out the hag's soup, and the party decided the cauldron had better come with them back to East Haven, and perhaps further. This could do some real good for Icewind Dale. As they went to exit the caverns, however, the party ran into some trouble, namely getting the cauldron down the frozen waterfall. Although they did lower it successfully over the edge to the ice below, it cracked the ice, and in jumping down, Baroth went straight through the ice and into the water below. Now, Tonar managed to pull the dwarf cleric back to the surface, only to find that he came up enveloped in the clutches of a water elemental, and immediately attempted to tug him below again. The party rolled initiative for the 4th time that game, managing to pull Baroth back onto the ice and land a few blows against the elemental before turning tail and fleeing out of the cavern and back onto the lakeshore. The elemental followed the party under the ice, but seemed reluctant to leave the caverns. The party thought themselves safe enough to get back into their boat and head back to East Haven, magical cauldron in tow. Upon arriving back in town, they informed Captain Arlgath and Speaker Daneth of the fisherman's fates, and of the power of that cauldron. Daneth and Arlgath had discussed before offering the party both magical items they'd previously been offered as possible rewards for finding the fisherman, and 600 gold pieces as payment for their cauldron. In addition, they also promised that they would take the Durgar threat more seriously, and said that a council of the speakers would be assembled in 3 days. Suddenly relieved of the money worries that had plagued them since the beginning of their journeys, Lucius and the Lightbringers headed back to the inn, with Tonach and Baroth bound for their beds, and Lucius and Oster heading to the seance conducted by the greatest bard in Icewind Dale. And that is where we will pick up tomorrow. That's May 11th at 6:30 p.m. British time, right here on this Twitch channel. Thank you so much to Izzy for writing this little recap, and we'll see you all beautiful people there. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.